Hey everybody, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about procrastination and specifically how planning can be a type of procrastination. I was reading about this in a book recently and it hit home for me because planning, they say, can be used as a way to put off the possibility of failure but still moving forward. In that, if we're scared to start something new because we think we may fail or how other people may think about us, planning is just one way to prolong that process, to think that we're still moving forward, think that we're still moving towards our goal while still not actually having to take major steps to our goal. Now, planning is very important for many things, and you should have a basis of a plan, but over planning to the point of looking for perfection or just keep putting things off is a sign that we're just trying to avoid the inevitable, which is anytime we try something, we may fail. It's just that possibility. But if we change the way we think about the word failing, right, and think of it more as like an experience or a learning moment, any experience, any action that we take is always a way that we can learn. There's always learning components to it as long as you're open to those learning experiences. And regardless of if you start an activity, right, say you're at zero, you haven't started that new business or maybe a new hobby or maybe something you just want to start getting into or interested in. If you don't even try, right, if you don't start the actual process, you spend your time planning, you're at zero. You're at the point you have nothing about it. So if you try, even if you fail miserably, at least you have learned something new. You've learned maybe of your likes and dislikes, maybe that certain things work better than others. You're going to learn something. You're going to learn something about yourself, and that's always a positive, and that's always going to benefit you in the long run. It doesn't just have to be about starting a business. It could be starting a new hobby. Maybe you want to learn a new instrument. Anything like that can always be something that you should just get started with. Once again, planning is important, but don't use it as a way to just prevent from starting something. It's going to be a great benefit for you just to get going because, and this is one thing that's super important to note, is that although you can plan as much as you want, the best way to get better at something, the best way to start something is just to take action. Planning without action is going to end up being with nothing. There was a cool study that the book Atomic Habit brings up, and it's that they split a photography class into two different sections. One section's responsibility was they were getting graded on as many pictures as they could. They were specifically not getting graded on the quality, but of the quantity of their pictures. The other half of the class was focused more on the quality. All they had to do was take one picture, but their grade was based on the quality. At the end of it, the pictures that ended up being the best were the ones that were producing quantity of pictures because they were out every day practicing taking pictures, seeing what works, seeing what works differently, what works better, contrast times, different things like that, versus those that just spent time studying or planning to take the perfect picture. Their pictures ended up coming out not as nice, not as good quality, because ultimately practice is what's going to put in the time, put in the reps, and it's going to make you better at whatever you're trying to do. So if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, take this as a sign to start whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's a kind of like a side hustle where you're just trying to make some more money doing something that you enjoy, if it's just a hobby that you want to practice more time with, or something that you actually want to start for your health, maybe like a daily habit that you want to improve on. Start now, even if it's very small steps. Make the steps easy to obtain. Make them so that you'll want to do them, right? Make them exciting for you, and start with those little steps, and those little steps are going to add up over time to big changes. So get started, get going, and tune back in next time.